Hi, everyone. Dr. Anthony Mattis here. Today, I wanted to talk to you about kindness, gratitude, peace, and calm bar. Um, that bar is actually one of my favorites because when I first took my very first bars class, and it was me and both my sons, and they were 11 and 9 at the time. My older son was sort of more the chill one, and my younger son was more like the hyper one. He was like a Jack Russell dog, like one of those hyper dogs. And so, again, that first bars class, I just had so many points of view, so many questions, and blah, blah, blah. But what actually got me to come back for a second bars class is how I saw it relax my second child, my youngest son. Um, he was yapping the whole time, but by the time they got to the kindness, gratitude, peace, and calm bar, it was like someone shot him up with a tranquilizer. He was doing his best to still stay awake, but he couldn't. It was like blah, 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 blah. And I remember looking at him and I'm like, you know what? That's worth its price in gold right there. I'm going to come back just for that. If you can get him to relax, because at the time I was a single father, I needed him to be able to chill once in a while. And it was funny because it had like the opposite effect on my other son, who was always chill, and I actually got him to talk and sort of be like really super present, which was really cool. But that's not all it's for. But if you're someone out there who's struggling with anxiety, panic attacks, um, psychosis, insomnia, what a great way to start to correct that and to change that for you in your life. But what is kindness? You hear the word kindness, and it's like, people think is like, does that mean I have to be a doormat? It's like I've been a doormat my whole life. I'm always kind, or nice, nice guys finish last. But we're not talking about being nice and letting people walk all over you. In fact, we're actually talking about the potency of kindness, which is actually a very different energy than being nice. Because being nice is sometimes more of a doing out of obligation, whereas kindness is an energy that you be. And you can actually be the potency of kindness, which that can change people's realities. And so don't think of the word kindness as where you're actually a doormat and people can take advantage of you. Kindness is something that a lot of people can't even receive. Um, and if they are willing to receive that kindness from you, you can actually change their reality because there's a potency behind kindness. We talk about peace a lot in this reality, and um, I would say collectively, no one's really doing a good job of like creating peace on planet Earth. But what I love about the peace bar is it's more about creating space and ease where you're not caught up in all that, mind chatter, all that mental masturbation. Sorry if you hear the landscapers out there. Hopefully it's not too loud. Um, so when we're talking about peace, we're talking more about space that gets created as a result of receiving the bars. Because when you have space, then you're not functioning from the limitations of your points of view. You're not functioning from the limitations of your traumas and dramas or abuses or whatever, because you have space. It's like those ideas, those thoughts, feelings, and emotions of all those things aren't even present. Why? Because the space has been created, which is a sense of peace that is created in your body and in your being. And kindness is, oh, gratitude. How can we forget about gratitude? In this reality, we talk about love, right? Well, there's about a gazillion definitions of love. It's like if we're in a loving relationship, your points of view about love and how I should love you are going to be totally different than my points of view about love and how would want you to love me and how I would like to love you. And so there's so many different definitions of love, which creates this intensity of judgment all the time. Then over time, it creates separation between two lovers. But gratitude is where you actually just have gratitude for the person that's in your life. And it's like it creates this space where you're actually an allowance for who they are. You're not trying to change them, you're not trying to make them love you in a certain way. You're just grateful for them being in your life and the way that they actually contribute. Something that I did with the children, even at most darkest times, was we would do this thing what we call a gratitude prayer. at night where we would say three things that, I would say, what are three things you're grateful for about your day? And sometimes, it's like, if we've had a shitty day, you're like, no, rah, 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 fuck that. It's like, I'm not grateful about anything, but you could always find something to be grateful for, a roof over your head, nice clothes, a car that you can drive back and forth to work without it breaking down, whatever. You could always find something to be grateful for. So when you start to get your gratitude bar ran, you start to recognize the things that you're actually grateful for in your life. And it's so beautiful because, like, after a bar session, you just have this overall sense of gratitude for being alive, And again, no matter, I remember I was at my darkest times in my life when I first started Access. And I would walk away from a bars class or a bar session with a sense of gratitude and hope and possibilities. And I think we've talked about the hope bar before. So, so we have gratitude, kindness, peace, and then calm. Look, we live in a society where everything's like bam, 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 bam. I don't care if you live, unless you live on the top of a mountain in Tibet where you don't have a cell phone, you don't have to deal with stupid people, this reality. Um, Even those guys have to still deal with the frigging governments over there. Um, but when you run the calm bar, again, it just creates a sense of ease and calm when everything is all about fight or flight. Everything's all about getting up and going and going and going and going. And it doesn't give you any time to stop and smell the roses, so to speak. And so, like I said, if you're someone who's suffered from anxiety, if you're on anxiety medicine, um, paranoia, which would be really extreme stuff, insomnia, kindness, gratitude, peace, and calm. You may want to, it's always about following the energy. You may want to spend a little bit more time on someone who actually struggles with that sort of thing. So I hope that helped. And I look forward to sharing the next group of bars in the next video. All right. Bye for now. Hope to see you in person soon.